Hey guys, how's it going? In the last episode, we saw that Charlotte discovered Haruto's true powers, and since then, the boy has been living a double life, also acting as the hero of justice to maintain his image in front of his sister. And while he does all this, he must battle the royal family, who, for some reason, wants to harm his sister. That's exactly what we're going to see in today's video. Without further ado, let's get to the recap. Today's video begins with Charlotte informing Haruto that she found some suspicious people through the monitoring barriers. At this moment, Flay returns and says that he will help his master in his hero missions. Charlotte starts talking about how in every hero anime, there is a loyal sidekick who always saves the hero from trouble, and she says that in their case, Flay would be that person since she is always by his side. Flay agrees and adds that she will always help her master when he needs it. They both pressure Haruto to go along with Charlotte's idea. Haruto is a bit reluctant since he doesn't want to do this. However, he has no choice. He has to do this to maintain appearances for his sister, who truly believes that he is the true hero of justice and has no suspicion that it's a lie. Later, Haruto talks to Flay and advises her not to be too violent since Charlotte will be watching everything, and it wouldn't be cool for her to witness something brutal or scary. Flay agrees, and they go after some thugs. The thugs are celebrating the success of their last robbery when Haruto suddenly asks them what they are doing. Because it's very dark, they can't see Haruto and ask who is talking to them. Haruto then appears, making a dramatic entrance, announcing that the Black Knight hero has arrived to bring justice. Shortly after, Flay appears behind the thugs and also makes an embarrassing entrance, calling herself the Scarlet Knight. Flay wastes no time and sets the thugs on fire. Seeing that she won't hold back, Haruto quickly puts up a barrier to protect them from the Maniac Fox's attacks. Then, Haruto gives her a scolding and asks if she didn't hear him when he said he didn't want explicit violence during their patrols. Flay says she understands, but since they disrupted her master, that's what they deserve. Haruto says the situation is under control and releases Flay. Later, they return home, and Charlotte praises them for their incredible performance. Flay agrees, but Haruto, tired, just wants to sleep. Flay comments that she was attacking with all her might and can't understand why she couldn't hurt those scoundrel thugs. Little does she know that Haruto put up a barrier to protect them from the Maniac Fox. The next day, we see the scoundrel prince very upset about losing to Haruto. He claims to be the son of the king and the princess of light and shouldn't have lost to a simple country bumpkin. Then, his butler informs him that it's almost time for the banquet and advises him to invite Charlotte for a visit tomorrow. The prince tries to refuse, saying he's not interested, but the butler insists, saying it's very important that he invites her. He eventually agrees and says he will do it. We return to Haruto, and Charlotte tells him that the prince has invited her for a visit tomorrow, so she will be busy part of the day. Haruto, fearing that something might happen to his little sister, decides to go with her to protect her if anything happens. During the night, he thinks it's better to be cautious and checks the travel route. While observing all the points, he comes across some hooded guys performing some suspicious magic. Upon seeing this, Haruto decides to take a look at what they are doing. He quickly arrives and asks out of the blue what they are doing. The strange guys are startled and ask who he is. The hooded figures then decide to attack him, but Haruto quickly defeats all of them at once. However, they still had time to summon some zombie skeletons to attack Haruto. They send them after the boy, but Haruto easily takes them out one by one. But he realizes that every time he breaks the skeletons, they reassemble and come after him. Haruto says he expected this to happen and decides to use a different strategy. He notices that the skeletons have a kind of core in their chest and uses his barriers to take control of the skeletons through their cores. The skeletons then turn against the suspicious guys and start beating them. Seeing that it's going south, they play their last card. They summon a giant golem that appears to be quite powerful. Haruto is very excited about it, and the golem attacks him. Haruto uses a simple barrier, thinking it's enough, but the golem throws him away. Haruto observes that the golem also has something strange in its chest. He quickly throws a stone spear at the spot he spotted, causing the golem to stop, just like the skeleton, and it also turns against the summoners. Haruto captures all the guys and asks them who their leader is. However, none of them speak up. Haruto tries to think of a way to make them talk and soon has an idea. He commands the skeletons to dig a hole and throws the strange men inside. Haruto tells the leader that if he doesn't want them to be buried alive, it's better that he reveals who ordered this attack. The leader of the wizards, with no alternative, discloses that they are in the service of the queen, and she was the one who ordered the attack. Haruto asks him what the purpose of all this is, and the guy says that the goal is to prevent you from liking and subscribing to this channel, but you're tough and you're going to subscribe and like anyway, right? Subscribe now. In reality, the queen's objective was to get rid of Charlotte. Haruto asks why, since she's just a child. The guy continues explaining and says that her magical aptitude must surpass even that of the queen, and that's why the queen fears that Charlotte will take her place when she's older. The guy also reveals that they were previously using imperial soldiers, but since they failed, the queen decided to use summoners to accomplish the mission of eliminating the innocent girl. Haruto remembers all the attacks they've endured and connects all the dots. Upon realizing that all these attacks were ordered by the queen, he becomes quite angry. And he says he now understands why they abandoned her when she was just a newborn. Haruto realizes that the queen is a horrible person who does everything to maintain her status and eliminates anything that gets in her way. Upon discovering all this, Haruto is consumed with rage. In his thoughts, he says he would never forgive someone who wishes harm to his family, even if it's his biological mother doing it. The next day, they go to the visit that the prince invited Charlotte to. During the journey, Charlotte tries to console the wicked prince, telling him he doesn't need to be upset about losing to his brother because he never had a chance from the beginning. Instead of calming him down, this only makes him angrier. To make matters worse, the prince's own sister agrees with Charlotte. Haruto tries to keep the peace but ends up making things worse because the prince gets very angry that Haruto feels sorry for him. At some point, they start suspecting that Haruto might be a demon. However, they soon abandon the idea since his ears are not pointed and he has no horns. And Charlotte confirms this, saying she takes baths with him every day and has never seen anything strange about him. Upon saying this, both the princess and the prince become very scared, as it's strange for anyone that a boy and a girl, even if they're siblings, bathe together. Afterwards, they arrive at the location, which turns out to be a wheat field in a village. Charlotte finds it amazing and immediately starts playing in the middle of the field. Then, Haruto goes to talk to his father. He says he has a question, and his father encourages him to ask it. Haruto asks what he would do if he found out that the queen is trying to eliminate Charlotte. His father looks serious and says that he also realized this a few days ago. He knew that she saw Charlotte as an enemy, but he never imagined that the queen would actually be after their daughter. He adds that the queen wants to get rid of them, and they need to come up with a plan to defend themselves and ensure that this doesn't happen, no matter what they have to do. But he also says that the queen is, after all, the queen, and there's not much that can be done without causing a major uproar in the kingdom. Haruto then asks why he doesn't replace the queen himself. His father responds that he's not good with politics but mentions that there's a person who could do it but is still very young. He's obviously referring to Charlotte, as she's very intelligent and has the potential to become much stronger than the current queen. He then makes Haruto promise that he will protect Charlotte until she becomes the next queen. And that's how today's video ends. Did you like it? Then, leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos. Also, leave a comment to engage and help me out. For the loyal subscribers who stayed until the end, I have an amazing video here at the end. It tells the story of Lucio, an employee of a company who was hit by a stray bullet and was reborn in a world of fantasy and magic. Now, he dedicates himself to becoming the strongest healer of all. Go check it out, it's really cool, alright? Until next time, bye.